What's up guys, and welcome back. Today EA Games has just announced the new Battlefield, which is coming up in 2025. Now, although I'm late in order to cover this information, we have just received some more extended information that just arrived from DICE and EA, and the things that they shared just absolutely made me so freaking excited for the next Battlefield game. This is the brand new concept art that EA Games has shared, and it seems like there are going to be multiple different maps. And we'll of course get to all the good parts, the gameplay mechanics, how many players, and also all the new multiplayer features and single player camping features that EA Games have finally shared, which I did not expect them to focus more towards camping, but it seems like they're going all in with a single player focus for the game as well. So for people who love single player, yes, we're going to have some single player and it's going to be amazing. And we also are getting a full-on multiplayer, which is going back to the traditional roots of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Now, just a few hours ago, there was an EA Investors Day presentation where EA Games shared some more extended concept arts. And one of the concept art here, as you can see, we have a chopper, and it seems like the map is kind of like Fallujah, or maybe you're just fighting in Iraq or Iran, something that's like a Middle Eastern desert kind of a region. The particle effect of how the dust is just, everything is just flying around. It just makes me wonder how intense the engine is going to handle this game. Now, if we move further, we have another kind of a concept art here. This seems to be like some sort of a different map, and this one is like a massive map where you have volcanoes. You also have like open sea where you're going to be fighting with your ships. And yes, that's right, this game is going to have ship battles. So it's not just air, it's not just land. You're also going to have like a full-fledged sea combat. And this sea combat is not just about boats, it's going to be about full-on big battleships. And that's how crazy it's basically going to be. Now, I don't know how the big battleships are going to work. It's probably like the ones that we've seen with Battlefield 1's Behemoth, like the huge thing that's flying across in the sky, and you can shoot players from above. Now, that's kind of what is going on this one as well, whereas you're going to be hitting players all the way across the sea. You'll be fighting across your enemy ships and all that stuff. So it's absolutely insane to see that they're going all in with air, sea, and land combat in a way that it has never been done before. And now let's move on to the main information, which comes from Rhino on Twitter, where Electronic Arts is going all in with Battlefield, and it's going to have 4 development studios working on it. It's not just one, 4 different studios inside of EA Games are working on just one game. Now, talking about time for longer development cycles, now of course, comparing Battlefield 2042, it's already been like 5 years. So the game has already been in development for a very, very long cycle. This of course gives a lot of opportunities for developers to work on this game much better than before in any other Battlefield games. Now, of course, when it comes to Battlefield, it's nothing new that we know there is going to be mass destruction, and we can of course see all of that stuff with the concept arts. And another thing that I actually did come across with the information that I got to know is that there is going to be volcano eruption. So there is a huge volcano in the map, and the volcano is going to erupt, and there will be lava everywhere. And that's just insane. I don't know how that's going to work, but it just sounds crazy, and I don't think I've ever seen something like that in any Battlefield games. And I'm just so excited, man. At this point, being a huge fan of OG Battlefield games, and finally getting to see that, you know, the developers are focusing on what exactly the OG players want. So once again, DICE is going to be the one that are in charge of the multiplayer, and then we have Motive, who are going to be in charge of the single player. So they're going to be 2 different developers, one completely focusing on multiplayer and one completely focusing on single player. So they have all the time and all the resources in order to just focus on one particular project rather than just, you know, mixing, matching all that stuff. So that ends up making the game not have a good camping, or if the camping is good, the multiplayer doesn't stay good because the same studio just focused on all the stuff. So it's kind of just chaotic in some instances, but as of now, it seems like there are different studios and they're focusing on all the different stuff. Now, if you go down into much further details, Shinobi has actually shared some very in-depth details about the game, and it seems like the new Battlefield game is confirmed to be returning to the modern setting, where Vince Zampella has officially confirmed it on an interview with IGN, and he also says that they are aiming to get back to the core Battlefield fans, and they're also citing Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 as the main peak of all-time Battlefield series, and they're kind of just focusing on getting back what these Battlefields represented. So now, instead of 128 players, we're going to be returning to the classic 64 players because, of course, having a lot of players don't mean the game is good. And that's one thing we definitely learned from Battlefield 2042, because just having a massive map, too many players, it just made the game not so fun at the end of the day. But I think, 64 players Battlefield map, which is having more organized kind of, development cycle, those kind of games were so much better, man. And I'm so happy that they're finally going back to this stuff. And the best news of all is that they are finally going back to classes. There are no longer going to be specialists, because people so badly hated specialists, and I think that's the only thing that even Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is currently doing. Like, I don't know why they just keep doing it. It just seems like they never want to get rid of this specialist thing, man. It's one of the most annoying parts of FPS game. And I think, they should just stick to like the classic stuff, and I don't know why they do it, but finally it's happening. It's just classic stuff. There is no disadvantage or advantage based on what kind of player you're choosing. It's just your weapon class and the weapons you choose. So now, Winter said this official statement that we have to have the core Battlefield players know what they want. Now, he also confirmed that the game has entered its full production and it's already being play tested every single week. So the entire development team are play testing this game for over an year now. They've been privately testing out the game and getting feedbacks from most of the well-known players in the Battlefield community. I guess most of the YouTubers that we watch. Of course, he might have signed some sort of embargo, so he's of course not going to reveal more information and just act like he doesn't know anything. But of course, it seems like they've been doing all of this testing and all that stuff. So it kind of just makes sense that, they've already been testing, and most of the YouTubers that we watch, they've already played the game most probably. And in the future, in 2025, they're going to be doing more community programs, which I think is going to be similar with what we've already seen with Delta Force. Now, honestly, I think Delta Force has done some incredible job. Not only is that game free to play, now they also did like this huge closed beta where a lot of people could take part in this closed beta. They gave a lot of feedback, and the game was constantly improving based on players' feedback. And now, in just a couple of months, they're going to be coming back with an open beta. It's also going to be coming to consoles. They're going to get more feedback and all that stuff. So of course, they're doing some incredible job, and I think, DICE is definitely going to follow their footsteps this time. They have definitely succeeded in terms of how they have literally just copied Battlefield 2042, which players just hated that game, but Delta Force succeeded into just making the same game into something that players really love and play. So that is definitely a big win for Delta Force, and I think EA knows that if you just go on, do more community programs or give the game for free, where you have all of these open betas and all that stuff. So if they do more stuff like these, that of course will lead to a lot of players giving their feedbacks and liking the game and buying the game, supporting the developers. So more community events means that I'm just hoping there's going to be a lot of open betas. So there are going to be a lot of players playing the game basically. So I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to see what Battlefield has in store for us. It seems like the modern setting has different maps. It seems like we're going to all of these Middle East countries. We're going to volcanic places. We're going to Antarctica and all that, cool stuff, man. I'm so freaking excited for this game. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about all the information that we have received? I know I'm late to all of this news, but even if I'm late, we still got so many stuff to go ahead and discuss. Now, of course, if you get any further information, and I'm just believing that we'll anytime soon get an official teaser, or not a trailer, just a teaser, and then later on, coming close to 2025, we will get an official trailer that could be cinematic or whatnot. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts, opinions? I would love to hear them. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys are excited for the next Battlefield game, drop a like on this video, show your support. It really helps the channel a lot more than you guys think. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys want to stay updated with all the latest news, updates, gameplays, leaks, informations, all the stuff that you guys need about upcoming open world games, it's going to be available first on my channel. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe, stay tuned for more, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.